Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about Weight Watchers and other weight loss organizations. They have the biggest scam setup of all time, and most fat people don't realize this. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, Naturopathic Earth, which has hundreds and hundreds of articles and recipes that might be useful to you. My 3 podcasts are over there as well, The Awakened Man. And if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, Weight Watchers, I'm just going to mention Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, not because they're the most effective, it's just because they're the most famous and they've been around forever. And they have food that they've labeled and branded that you can buy and so forth. I mean, Weight Watchers was around when I was a fat kid in the 80s. It tells you how long they've been around. And I think they don't even go by Weight Watchers anymore. They go by WW. Because I think that they want to get rebranded because they don't want to be, I guess, identified as solely being weight loss. But here's my issue with Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, and all these zillions of you've been unsuccessful, but we have the key to get you successful. Buy into this product or buy into this series that spend hundreds of dollars on because we will get you to lose the weight. It goes to the episode I did on. Don't ever fall for people who tell you that they know the one thing that's going to lead to weight loss, because it's typically, of course, a scam. And you find tons of this stuff online and on YouTube. You see even with the ads that come on before, because the algorithm knows what you're searching for. So if you search anything on Google, because YouTube is owned by Google, weight loss, you'll get these ads pop up on YouTube. These super shredded guys, you want to lose weight, or the same thing with the women. Here's my problem with Weight Watchers. So Weight Watchers has a great scam, and they've even admitted this in some of their white papers that were leaked about it 2-3 years ago. I think I have an episode of The Awakened Man where I talked about it, where I actually read the white papers. So if you go to Naturopathic Earth, or if you go to Spotify or SoundCloud or Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts, just go to Awakened Man. It's probably episode 250 around there. Or just go to the website Naturopathic Earth, and there's a little magnifying glass, and just search it, and then just type in Weight Watchers, and then find the number, and then find it on your phone. Either way, when people use Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig, and they have some success, what do? They attribute it to Weight Watchers. Whether they lost 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever it is, they'll attribute it to the group that helped them lose the weight. And whether or not, I don't even know what WW uses now. They still do the point systems. I remember in the 80s and early 90s, they were all about weighing stuff, have a scale, weigh the chicken breast, weigh the mixed vegetables and all that, or if they went to the point system or whatever it is. Now, I don't know what system they're using, because I don't believe in using any of these things for weight loss or maintenance. The 30-day, that's in the Whole30 program, any of these. But when somebody loses weight, they're like, oh, it's because I use Weight Watchers, and they tell everybody about it. Oh, I lost weight. How'd you get Weight Watchers? Oh. So, of course, this is good business for Weight Watchers, plus all the commercials that they have of success stories that you read in the fine print. Everyone's going to have different results. And then more often than not, as I've mentioned the statistic here before, 80 to 85% of people who lose more than 50 pounds gain it back. So when the person gains the weight back, it doesn't have to be 50 pounds. It can be 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. When they gain it back, who do they blame? They blame themselves. Oh, I didn't have the willpower. Oh, I started binge eating. Oh, I started drinking. They don't ever blame Weight Watchers. It's like, oh, yeah. And then they give them maybe 6 months to a year, and then they go back to Weight Watchers. Okay, I'm ready to lose weight. I'm going to go back to Weight Watchers. Or they'll go to Jenny Craig or whatever. So it's a perfect business scheme, because you're always going to get repeat business, because that people will fail with weight loss, because only 15% of people like myself and like a couple other people comment here are long-term successful. So they know it's like a recurrent business. It's like buying stocks for companies that make toilet paper and batteries. People are always going to come back. It's like, this is why you're a mechanic, right? Cars are going to break down. Go into healthcare, because people are always going to get sick. So this business model is perfect for Weight Watchers. And in the white papers leak, they admit this. People will always come back to us. They don't blame themselves. They blame themselves. They don't blame us. So they always have repeat business. Talk to any post-wall middle-aged fat woman. How many times have you gone to Weight Watchers? And it's barely ever once. Oh, I did this, and then I tried this, then I tried that, then I went to this. It's like 5 or 6 different systems. And then you can tell them, it's like, well, first of all, the reason you didn't lose the weight and keep it off is because it's a crash diet. As I talked about in the number 1 episode here, the number 1 thing you must do for weight loss and weight management, I think it was the first video I ever created here. You have to change your paradigm. You have to fundamentally change everything about your life. And so a lot of people won't look at the childhood trauma, or they won't change fundamental parts of them, whether it be they don't like to exercise, or they don't like to get sound sleep, or they're too hooked on sugar, or too hooked on alcohol. So yeah, for like a month or 2 or 6 months or even a year, they can crash diet, they can short-term change it, but for long-term, you have to fundamentally change everything about it. So with Weight Watchers can give you a rubric, can give you a guide like these other plans on what to do, but they're not sustainable. Just like with the majority of people, it's not sustainable to give up all gluten products, right? Never eat bread, never eat pasta, never eat donuts, pastries, or you can give up dairy, never eat dairy their whole life. It's just untenable. It's not supportable. And so you can do it for a little while, but eventually you can't, especially if you haven't done the deep work to figure out why you have a disordered relationship with food in the first place. So Weight Watchers knows this. They know that you might have the conviction to follow their plan for a little while, but they know the stats that most people who are fat, who lose some weight, will gain it back. They know you're going to come back to them. They know. So their hands are clean through all this, and they know they're going to come back and buy our products. This is why I don't like any of those organized diet plans. It's because they use you to make money off of you. They capitalize off of your weakness, and ultimately when you gain the money, you gain the weight back. You never have kind of like the cognizant reality or cognizant epiphany that, oh, maybe the crash diet system itself is the problem. You always blame yourself. Now, partly it is your fault because we are responsible for what we put in our mouth, let's be real. And part of it is you should be doing the deep work to find out why you have a disordered relationship with food and alcohol in the first place. But most people don't do that. And so they just blame themselves, and then they self-loathe, eat more, gain more weight, and then maybe a year later they go to Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig, rinse, lather, repeat, and that's what Weight Watchers wants. Guys, post a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.